What's going on, everybody? This is JVB from the Post Game Report podcast, and I'm playing Maquette. I believe I pronounced the name correctly. It is a game that is available on the PlayStation 5, and if you have PlayStation Plus, you can download it for free. Now remember, PlayStation Plus is a subscription service, so technically you're paying for it, but you understand what I mean. This month, for the month of March, PlayStation Plus is giving you Maquette, Final Fantasy VII Remake, and I believe a VR game, Far or something. Which, believe it or not, I played it on VR, but I was getting like really dizzy and it was making me sick. It's not Far Cry, but it's actually a VR game in space. It's actually pretty cool. You know, you have all these critters coming at you and everything. And then there's another game that kind of reminds me of like Destiny meets, I don't know, Bloodborne or something. It looks pretty cool, but you need people to play it with. So, because, you know, right now there's nobody on my friends list really playing the same type of games. But anyway, I want to talk a little bit about what I call the Hoopla Hall of Fame.
Exactly.
Because
I was like, I don't know how to draw hands.
shout out to a YouTuber called Do What You Do, King Thrash Gaming. He actually bought an Xbox Series X because his current platform of choice is the PlayStation. So he has a PlayStation 5. And he owns all the consoles, so it's not like he's strictly all PlayStation. So he bought an Xbox Series X, so he can do a very thorough review of it and not give a review that is coming from one of the Hoopla Hall of Fame members. Meaning that, and yeah, I'm talking about Xbox fanatics, people who on their show tell you that it is an Xbox-centric podcast, but then will review an Xbox and give glowing reviews. Whereas we all know, the consumer that is, or, you know, the gamer, the average gamer, knows that that is not the case. So he put like a little synapses the other day on YouTube, talking about some stuff and questioning how is it that the people who have reviewed the Xbox Series X have put it on par or above the PlayStation 5, because he said the menu is wonky, there are ads during the games, and download times, if you're downloading a game, is ridiculous, and that they really push you towards Game Pass. Now, I was talking about Game Pass. It's a $15 a month service. And right now, there is nothing exclusive for the Xbox Series X or the Xbox One that gives you that value that Game Pass is supposed to give you. So you're basically paying for games that you never really wanted to pay for, right? So there are some people going on social media and saying, oh my God, this game is coming out for Game Pass, I'm going to play it. Well, you have no choice because you really have no exclusives to play for your console of choice, and that is the Xbox Series. So he made a good video breaking that down, and the post-game report has been stating how there are people that you really shouldn't believe when it comes to reviewing games or talking about the video game industry as a whole. You have people who have been around podcasting for a long time, all of a sudden changing their tone, and then you see them all of a sudden in various mediums or in various, you know, working with other websites or publishers, whether it's working as an employee or working with them on a project or whatever. All of a sudden you see where all of the talk or the change of tone, where it all led up to. And that is why on Twitter, where I talk the most crap, I put down, you know, that people shouldn't really believe everything the Hoopla Hall of Fame team members say, Because at the end of the day, they're not going to tell you the truth. It's all about their final outcome, what benefits them, and what is going to I was going to say perplex them. Sorry about that. That's my TBI. And by the way, just to go really off topic, March is Brain Injury Awareness Month. So make sure if you're dealing with any types of weird mood swings or dizziness or anything, just make sure you get checked. So yeah, these influencers, these Xbox people who make shows that have like the word Xbox or anything relating to Xbox, you really can't believe what they say when they go reviewing the Xbox brand, because that is like McDonald's reviewing the Big Mac. You know they're going to give it glowing reviews, right? That is their spiel. That is what they're all about. They're there to sell you the McDonald's Big Mac. Same thing with influencers. When an influencer is approached, whether it is on purpose for business purposes, I know that doesn't make sense. But if it's if let's say Microsoft approached influencers for business purposes, the influencer should at least tell you that. And then there are those publishers or people like, industries, console makers like Xbox, PlayStation, whatever. They will approach influencers in a different way. They will wine and dine them so that they can build a relationship. And because of that relationship, the influencer is going to feel like, you know what? They treated me well. They are nice guys. I'm going to really push their product. That is what happened with CD Projekt Red. How was it that all of a sudden we saw all of these YouTubers and podcasters with yellow branded CD Projekt Red chairs that said Cyberpunk in the back? You don't get that because you're cool. You get that because you know somebody and they know you and they feel that, listen, you have an audience, and if your audience sees this, then they might be hyped up for our game. And that's the way it goes, right? I remember going to an event for influencers in Manhattan, and they were showing one of the NBA 2K games. I forgot which one it was. And at the end of the night, they were giving all of us these nice little thank you bags, and inside of it was like a little laptop. And I was like, what the heck? And they were like, nah, this is what influencers get, man. So we had like all this NBA 2K swag. And then, of course, we would get a copy of the game. I did get a copy of the game when it finally released. And then I also got a free laptop out of it, which, I can't find the power cord to it. We have it somewhere. So that's how influencers work. And companies have a budget for those influencers. If you look at Instagram, it's filled with influencers. And influencers can get paid per project. They can get paid for 1 year. They can get paid for one little photo. There's all kind of influencers. People are doing it all over the place now. You see the same types of models modeling, a can of soda. And they're posing just the way they pose in every other picture. And it's not just one model, it's all of them. It's like the same freaking outline or template. That's the word I was trying to get. Template. It's like the same template. It's going to work. You look at YouTube, you'll see the same. You'll hear the same music. You'll see this, very similar intros. My wife's been watching vlogs of people who have moved overseas, and they all have the same formula, the same template. They start off with this electronic music, and then they come in and then they start talking. It's like the same formula. It's like, hey, this is what you're supposed to do if you want to get some clicks. And that's not the way art and creativity was meant to be. How many times have we admired artists or even game developers who have done things their way? I mean, look at Kojima. He's as quirky as they come. His games are crazy. They have talking monkeys. It's crazy, right, what Kojima has done, but people respect him because he's definitely not part of the niche. You know, he ain't making first-person shooters. He's not making free-to-play games. He is making story-driven games with interesting characters that after you're done playing these games, they stick with you for a very long time. So when I see these, Hoopla Hall of Famers praising the crap out of stuff that we know is not ready, like look at Halo Infinite. Like, I was so pissed off that there were people making video reactions where they were in tears and they were so happy, they were so excited, they were going on Twitter saying how this was awesome, they can't wait. And everyone else was saying, look, this game doesn't look ready. There is no way that Halo Infinite looks ready. And if it does come out, then a lot of people should be embarrassed. And there were people arguing with us, calling us hateful and fanboys, and making it all about the console war, when in reality, when you looked at it, it just didn't meet the standards that the Halo franchise set for itself. When you enjoy something like I do with the Halo universe, you want it to look better than anything that has ever come out within that franchise. I expect Halo Infinite to look leaps and bounds better than any previous Halo game. Why? Because it's coming out on a new piece of hardware. It has been given a large budget, and it has been given more time for it to succeed. New screenshots came out, and people, of course, like clockwork, were just like sticking their chest out and talking all types of trash. It's amazing that these people don't learn, man. It's like, hold off, let's see some actual gameplay, because the last set of screenshots for Halo Infinite showed some crazy-ass looking visuals as well. So, instead of people just waiting and waiting, to see what happens, because there's a chance that Halo Infinite might not even come out this year, and hey, I'd be all right with that. So, give it some time. Jeez. Stop it with all the freaking overhyping. And to be fair, it is not Aaron Greenberg. It is not Phil Spencer. Larry Berg. See, I'm talking about Hall of Fames, and I'm thinking, basketball. Larry Herb. I don't blame any of those three guys, because they're not the ones hyping up these screenshots. It's the fan base. It's the influencers. For no reason at all. Hyping up the photos and then throwing in the console as well. Like, oh, you see, the most powerful console, showing its true potential, showing its true power. Stop it. Because Halo Infinite needs to work on the Xbox One. So how is it going to work on my day one Xbox One? That's what I need to know. Is it going to work? Is it going to play at a consistent frame rate? And is it going to look good? I know it will look good and probably do 60 frames a second on the Xbox Series X. That's to be expected. It better. That shouldn't even be a question. It should play and look absolutely stunning on the Xbox Series X. And if it needs more time, then so be it. Give us the best Halo we've ever seen and we've ever played. But the influencers, the fanboys, being a fanboy of something is cool. And participating in the fanboy banter is even cooler. Because that's how I grew up gaming. We did it face to face. You see all these people, the console wars are so stupid, child, shut the hell up. You're doing the same thing. How many times have we seen people tweet, these same people who are like looking down on people just because they prefer one console over the other, or they talk a little smack talk towards one fan base to the other. They look down on them, and then all of a sudden you see them doing these little tweets that, without coming out right, they're like bashing something and then stepping back and watching everybody respond. That's worse. At least the people that like to joke around, like the J-Dubs, and myself, Dio, who's been on, from PGR. We'll go out there, we'll poke fun, we'll do a meme, we'll throw a meme out there, a GIF, and laugh about it. And if somebody comes at us, we laugh too. We go back and forth, and then at the end of the day, it's like, all right, go back to your little hole, I'll go back to mine, and that's it. We go on with the rest of our lives. But some people take it like too far and are too damn sensitive. So once I see somebody sensitive on Twitter, that is my calling card. That's where I smell blood and I attack. It's just too fun. But anyway, so yeah, let me know in the comments section what you think about this game, Marquette. And it's pretty cool. As you can see, I'm having trouble with some of the puzzles. It's actually cool in the sense where it helps me with my therapy for my brain injury, trying to solve puzzles and stuff. But because it's a closed corridor game, everything's kind of close. It after 30 minutes or so, it started to get me a little dizzy, so I can't be playing this game for too long. But as you can see, I'm stuck as hell in these puzzles, so I'll get to it. I just wanted to record some video so that I can throw it into the YouTube channel as well. So you guys take care. I hope everybody's doing well. I'm JVB. I'll talk to you guys later.